Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. So normally we do renos in the winter, but I got a phone call about a week ago from Pa, and he wants just a small little job done. So I'll show you what we're up to this time. Okay, so this is their downstairs bathroom. It's just a two-piece bathroom. And what we're doing is we are going to do the ceiling. So as you can see, hang on, let me get in here more. Okay, so let's get this in here. That is a new exhaust fan up there, and I guess Pa kind of damaged the ceiling tiles when he was installing it, and so I'm going to rip the ceiling tiles out, and basically we're just gonna put some drywall up like I have in many other rooms. So that is what I am going to be doing for the next couple of days. This project, I am probably going to be doing the majority of it on my own, but I'm gonna need a hand put the drywall up, for obvious reasons. So Pa's gonna help me do that. But other than that, I'm on my own again. So right now what I've started to do is they have this over the toilet cabinet, and I am starting to empty it, and then I will have to get it out of here. Same with, I'm gonna take down like the pictures and this mirror because I don't trust myself. Plus, just, it's a very small bathroom. Like, that's it. It's just a little tiny bathroom. And so there's not much room to work in there. So I figured the amount of stuff that I can remove to make more room, the better. So that is the plan. She has recently painted it. I don't know if it's green, yellow, I don't know. I don't like it, but she does, so that's all that matters. So I'm gonna try not to damage too much of the paint because I don't wanna have to repaint it. I just wanna be able to do some touch-ups at the ceiling there, because I don't think the trim is going back up at the top there. I believe we're leaving it off. I'll have to find out for sure, but I think that's the plan there. So yeah, stay tuned, and that's what we're doing today. Okay, so got the cabinet out, took mirrors and pictures down. I'm debating about whether to take this medicine cabinet out or not. I think it'll be okay. I'll just have to be careful around it because there is a mirror in it. But I also took down the light and the cover for the new exhaust fan. So now I'm gonna start removing trim and ceiling tile. So as you can see, this is why we're doing the ceiling. And because it is now summer for my children, because I homeschool them, they're all done their schoolwork for this year, I have some spare time on my hands. So Pa had asked me if I wanted to do this now instead of in the winter, and I said sure, why not. So all right, we're gonna start removing trim. All right, so trim is down. I guess we're gonna have to put the trim back up because I didn't realize, but the drywall doesn't go quite all the way to the ceiling. So I did manage to save the trim if they wanted to use the same trim. I don't know if they're using the same one or gonna buy new trim, but anyway, I'm gonna now start ripping out ceiling tiles. Okay, so in like 2 minutes flat, I think, or less, we have ceiling tile down. I think they had some mousies, because there's a lot of mouse poop up there. I don't know. You can kind of see it there. But it's all got mouse poop up there. And lots of mouse poop on the floor. So I'm really glad that I wear goggles and a mask because I don't want to know what else is up there. But my next fun will be removing the vapor barrier and the insulation. So stay tuned because we'll never know what we're going to find or what might fall out. Hopefully not a dead mouse or any other dead animal, but we'll see. Okay, so all the insulation is out other than, let me get in here and turn around, except for those there, because I believe they go through to the hallway. So I'm just leaving them for now. And I found a piece of cardboard. So someone was insulating with cardboard back in the day. I don't know if I can catch it on video. There's a ruler, and I don't know what it was used for, but they have fastened like a meter stick to the beam up there. So that's kind of cool. I like these old houses because you never know what you're going to find behind walls. And then we have a problem. So every time I renovate, we come into a problem. But we have a hole, as I'm sure you can see right there, that goes to outside. So I'll have to have a little chat with Pa and see what he wants to do about that. This was an addition. My parents didn't put it on. I believe the previous homeowners put it on. And so this brick wall is actually real brick. It's the old outside wall. And so I guess when they built the addition, I'm not sure what happened there, but I found a couple of old beehives and, as you know, lots of mouse poop, which is normal for this old house. They get mice pretty much every year. But now I'm stopping because I'm not sure what he wants to do about that nice big hole, because it's obviously going to have to get filled in. So I don't know if he just wants to put a piece of wood up there or what he wants to do. So I'm just going to put a hold. That's basically all I can do right now anyway. So, and I'm not sure if he wants this strapping down. I'm not really sure what we're doing with the ceiling. So anyway, stay tuned because I don't even know what's going to happen. Okay, so I was cleaning so that they can use the bathroom if they so wish, which I'm sure they don't feel like running upstairs all the time. So while I was cleaning, I found an old beehive, so I thought I'd show you guys. So there it is. Old beehive. I found a couple of these. I already threw the other ones out, but then I thought, oh, I think they're neat looking. So, but thankfully there's no bees, because I wouldn't be able to go anywhere near it because I am allergic to them. So, but I think that's pretty neat. Okay, so I cleaned up my mess, and now what I'm doing is, so we've come up with a solution for our hole in the wall. So as you can see, the flies found a way in. The exhaust fan up there currently doesn't feed outside. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to attach a dryer hose to it, a flexible dryer hose. Actually, it's an exhaust hose. And feed it out through the hole so that it actually exhausts outside. So I'm gonna go pick one up and do that. And then we just picked up the insulation and the piece of drywall. We already had the insulation. It was from the bathroom, I think. It was leftover from one of our projects anyway. So once I get the hose all up there, I will insulate all around it and then put the vapor barrier up. And I think I'm gonna mark the drywall so it's ready, but I can't put it up until I have Pa's help. Because of course that's just awkward by yourself, but once I get it at least all marked out so I can cut it out. The other thing I still have to do is pull the staples all out of the wood up there so that the drywall will fit nice and snug. But that's what I am going to do next. Okay, so there's our exhaust, and it goes out through our hole, and I put the insulation in, and I also spray foamed around the hole, so hopefully no more buggies will get in. And now I'm going to put up the vapor barrier. Okay, so vapor barrier's up, and that's it for me today. So I believe Pa is available tomorrow afternoon, so it'll be drywalling tomorrow afternoon. But as of right now, the vapor barrier's up and it's ready for drywall. Okay, so it's drywalling day, and we are taking the measurements for the drywall. We've got the length cut. We didn't have to cut the width because it just so happens to be 4 feet, and they're 4 feet sheets. And then now we're doing the measurements for the light and the exhaust fan. So we have our little scratch pad here that we're marking our measurements down. We actually are retaking the measurements because something wasn't adding up. So as the old story goes, measure twice, cut once. So we're just double checking, and then we will cut out, well, measure out the drywall and then cut it out. So here's our drywall. We're using the back of Dad's truck so that we don't make a mess in the house. It's one nice thing about renovating in the nicer weather. We can do it outside. So we had the exhaust fan marked out, but it wasn't looking right, and that's why we decided to re-measure. And so that's what Pa's doing right now. And then we'll draw out the exhaust fan and the light to be cut out. And then hopefully once we cut it out, it'll all fit up where it's supposed to. Okay, so we have, I don't know, sorry guys, it's hard to probably kind of see, but we have a square marked out for our light, and we have a square marked out for our exhaust fan. So we're just double checking our measurements before we actually cut them out. And then once we cut them out, fingers crossed, it fits. Okay, so our measurements look pretty good. We have a piece of drywall up, and we're just going to cut a few small pieces to fill in because we're hoping not to put the trim back up. Okay, so we filled in our little areas there, as you can see. So now I don't remember if I have drywall mud left, so I have to go see if I have drywall mud, and if I do, I'll throw the first coat of mud on, and if I don't, then I'll have to go get more. Okay, so we have mud on the drywall all the way around, so we will let that dry, and I'll come back tomorrow morning and put the second coat on and see how it looks from there, and either decide whether or not it needs a third coat or if it's good with just 2 coats. So I guess we'll hold off and see you tomorrow morning. Okay, so I'm back it's the next day and all my mud has dried. So now I can put my second coat on, and we'll wait till this afternoon to see what it looks like and see if it needs a third coat or if I can just sand it this afternoon. Okay, so second coat of mud has been applied. I am going to do a third coat, I've decided already, but second coat is on. So we'll let that dry. Hopefully by the time I come back this afternoon, it'll be dry so I can put the third and final coat on. And then we'll let that dry and come back at some point and sand it and get it ready for primer. Okay, so back after lunch and I put the third coat on. So we're gonna let that dry. I probably won't be back. I don't know when I'll be back, but right now we're just gonna let it dry really, really well. And then whenever I decide to come back, I'll give it a sand and a coat or two of primer. And of course, then paint and put up everything and we'll be done. Okay, so it's now Friday, so yesterday was Canada Day. So happy Canada Day to any Canadians. And today I'm going to be hopefully finishing as much as I can. I've got to put a second coat of primer on, and then I can paint the ceiling and paint the walls back to the yellowy green color that Mom has already put on previously. So as you can see, hasn't changed, still one coat of primer. And so this morning I'm going to put another coat of primer on, let that dry, and then this afternoon I'll be able to do the ceiling and hopefully the walls and get it ready to be put back together. Okay, so second coat of primer is on. So it shouldn't take too long to dry because I can already tell that it's starting to dry, because see how that's shiny and it's not shiny over here. So I figure I should have no problem in painting the ceiling, possibly even still this morning if I wait just a little bit. So that would be nice. If I could get the ceiling painted this morning, I could come back and do the walls this afternoon. So yeah, that's the plan now. Okay, so my ceiling has dried, and so I just put on the coat of ceiling paint. So I know you can't see the difference anyway, but that's got a coat of ceiling paint on it. And then we'll let that dry and I'll come back after lunch and we'll do the walls. And this is what we used for the ceiling paint. I actually went down the basement and Mom had 3 different whites down there. So she was like, pick one. So I don't know, it's a satin, it's white, it's paint and primer in one, which I actually love this paint. It's the Beauty Tone Designer series, and it's nice and thick and it goes on really, really nice. The primer was a Beauty Tone, but it was just Beauty Tone normal primer. And then we're using the same paint. Ugh, I believe it's Beauty Tone, isn't it? Oh no, it's Premier. Okay, so this is what we're using on the walls. So this is what she'd already bought. And it's a satin finish. And it's a custom color. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's the info if anybody is interested in it. But that's the paint for the walls that's already on the walls. So if anybody likes this color, that's what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna come back after lunch and I'll be able to do the walls and hopefully start putting this bathroom back together, which I'm sure Mom will be happy with. Okay, so back after lunch and I just put a coat on the walls. So I'm gonna let it dry and see if that blends in. If it doesn't blend in, then I'll just do a quick thin coat over the whole wall so it all blends. But if you walk all the way around, is all painted. The coverage is looking good, so I think as long as it blends in with the previous paint, it should only require this one coat. And then I'll let this dry and start putting the bathroom back together. Okay, so we are done. Everything basically is put back. We do have one small problem, but Pot will be fixing that. So when we cut the drywall out, we cut it to the outside of the exhaust fan, and we should have cut it to the inside of the exhaust fan. But Pa's gonna fix that. Other than that, it's done, completed, and I guess I'm going on vacation. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope everyone enjoys your summer and stay tuned for probably the winter for the next project.